And we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Manifesting Monday, Monday Spotlight. I am here with Amanda Brown from American National Insurance. Amanda, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me, Teresa. I'm super thrilled to have this opportunity.
Yeah, I'm really happy to spotlight you and your business, and your family business, actually. So, Amanda, you can't see right now, and I found this out months ago. So I'll be able to see who's online, and if there's comments or anything like that, I'll go ahead and let you know. Otherwise, it's basically me and you having a conversation about you, American National Insurance, and what you have to offer. So let me go ahead and start out by introducing you and how I know you. So everyone, I am spotlighting Amanda Brown today from American National Insurance. And Amanda and I kept actually saying this earlier because anyone I've been spotlighting, I've been saying that we've met about a month ago, and it's been, at least 2 months. And I'm going to say, I know Amanda and I met at least a couple of months ago. And we met at Coffee Connection. Sean Barnhill, actually, and Taylor Russo, their Coffee Connection. And we met, actually, when we were there, we had talked about meeting at another connection as well. Do you remember what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you came to Truckee Meadows Networking on the Tuesday morning group at one point too, with Joe Metzger and Lisa.
That's right, and that was at Glory Cloud Coffee.
Correct. Yes.
So I spotlighted Glory Cloud a number of times. I go to Glory Cloud. I meet clients at Glory Cloud, and that's right. So we met at the beginning of the year, in fact. So we're here in December. So Amanda and I met then, and Amanda, we met again here recently, a few months ago, and we got to talking. And Amanda and her family have a wonderful business, and they offer products for you guys. Things, you need insurance, auto, home, life insurance. I'm a huge believer in life insurance. And we were talking about, the benefits of life insurance and even the benefits you can be your own banker. Now, I'm not going to get into the detail. Amanda's not going to get into too much detail, but we are here. I'm here to spotlight Amanda and what she has to offer. She's also licensed to work not just in Nevada, but your dad and you combined, you guys can work in California and Arizona. So it doesn't matter if you're here in Reno or in the state of Nevada. If you are in California or Arizona, they can also work with you. So that's how I know Amanda, and we got to talking, and I just, I always talk about good people. And here in Reno, I had said I was going to move here for 2 years tops. It's been 16. And it's because of the people. I love it so much because of the people. And so when Amanda and I started talking, I said, hey, can I spotlight your business? Let's talk about getting the word out. And so that's how I know Amanda. Amanda, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody, about you.
Super. So I'm Amanda Brown. I came to Reno as well, thinking I would just be here a couple of years for college, and then my whole family moved down here and joined me. And so we've been here for ages. In fact, my family moved down here because my grandparents were already here. So my kids are essentially fourth generation Nevadans, but the first one's actually born here. So however that works out. It's kind of funny. I do have a 99-year-old grandfather who still lives here though. So it's pretty cool. We are very close. 20 some years ago, getting closer to 25 than 20 though, I suppose. My dad and I both started in insurance in different ways, and I ended up working for him for most of the last 25 years, and came and went a little bit with having my 3 children and taking a little time off here and there. And several years ago, we decided that it would be a good idea for me to become a regular agent instead of his assistant, and kind of his competition, but yet we're sharing an office and we're working together for sure. And I have the best of both worlds with that, with having my dad be my mentor and helping me get started in my own practice. So it's amazing. I love this community as well, and all the people in it is definitely a huge part of why I'm here and why I'm doing what I'm doing. That and the 99-year-old grandfather has certainly given me a lot of lessons over the last few years, especially where life insurance is concerned too. So,
That's
like,
awesome.
mhm.
Where is your grandfather? Is he here in Reno?
He's in a care facility that's up by the Home Depot. Basically, my grandmother actually was there as well and just passed away Mother's Day. So, and she was
Oh,
94. So we know that longevity runs really long in our family for
yeah.
sure. Hopefully. Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry to
Hmm.
hear about your grandmother passing away. The longevity part, I mean, at 94, and then your grandpa at 99.
Yeah.
I mean, that is,
Right.
my goal is 110. If people can reach
Wow.
100, then why can't I go to 110?
Exactly.
um,
And now our life insurance predictions are for 121. So
oh,
they think
really?
that we're going to be living longer and longer. So,
Okay, well,
yeah,
there you go. I'm not that off. I didn't even
no,
realize that. So Amanda, so you guys, we were also talking, Amanda and I were talking about before this, American National Insurance. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about American National Insurance?
you betcha. So American National is a little bit different than it's similar to the states and the farms in that we do offer a bunch of different products. We just don't pay for the commercial advertising that they do. We've been around since 1905 for the life insurance is when that started. And then they branched off into the property casualty, which would be your cars and your houses in the 70s, I think it was. So we do have a huge financial stability base, basically. We're able to do a lot of different products. And again, we just don't have the little jingles that they have on TV. So instead, we are able to turn around that savings to our clients in a lot of different ways. One of which, my favorite, is our cashback program. And so with that, if you're claim free on your cars and your house for 3 years with us, we go back to the first year that you're with us, total up what you spent, and write you a check back for 25%. Isn't based on how good the company is doing. It's not a dividend like the USAA or the AAA that I talked about with Teresa earlier. It's, did you call? No? Okay, good. And we don't, and then the best part, it's every year after that. After that first 3 year window, we go back to what you paid 3 years prior, we write you a check back for 25%. And we don't count things like towing and labor against it because we don't want you sitting on the side of the road saying, hey, don't mess with my cash back. We want you to instead, we want to take care of you. We want to treat our clients like family and make sure everything's okay. We do have some additional coverages on our house policies that we also don't count against it because we want you to have heat to your home, especially in the winter, like right now. We don't want to end up having to replace all your pipes too because they froze because your heater wasn't working. So we will take care of that as well, which is amazing. A lot of companies will say, "Oh, sorry, that's not covered," and we cover a lot of extras, so it's cool.
You guys, and we talked about this in the service that you
Mhm.
guys give. I've never heard of a company giving 25% back
Right?
if you're claim free.
Yeah.
I've been to that point, a number of times. Yeah, but not counting the side of the road. You know,
Right.
so that's
Mhm.
pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
And Amanda was also saying that some people, they may, if they have something go on, might take care of it themselves because it's just a small amount of money versus the
Mhm.
payout check that they're going to get.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Especially if you have teenage drivers like I do, that $500 little teeny weeny fender bender might not be very much compared to the $1,500 refund check that you're getting. That you would, if something happens and you do need to make the major claim. We do have an amazing service department for our claims. However, it does trip that cash back, so you have another 3 year window. So if you're totaling up that $1,500 times three, that's now became $4,500 that you might miss out on. Suddenly, 500 isn't so much. Kind of helps with that, and it helps take the sting out of it too when you do add those teenage drivers. When okay, this is how much I can get back if I'm working with my teenagers and helping them learn how to be safe drivers for sure, which is good.
Absolutely. I was just thinking I have a tween right now. It'll be here before I know it when he's driving.
Yeah.
So, one thing I do love about the business, about what you're doing, Amanda, with your dad, is that you guys, you're in the same office. And so we didn't talk about this right before we got on, but, if I were to, so let's say there's someone in Arizona and they're, wanting some insurance and they're wanting to get, a competitive rate. We can talk about that as well. Are you going to be their agent? I mean, are you going to be the person that they always call? And how does that work?
Yeah, we have our own clients for sure. So I would definitely be that for Arizona. And then he has California as well. By the way, his name's Al Dennis. Throw that out there in case anybody has seen this picture. He's been in Reno, like I said, for over 20 years. So and there's only been one other agent for most of that. So yeah. But yeah, we are definitely assigned to our own clients. However, if something happens and I'm on the phone or I'm with somebody, our phones do ring to each other's desks. So we can also check and see and provide backup essentially for each other as well. And if something happens, we're both busy or we both happen to be out of the office or it's loud in there like it is today where we're getting a new heater, our phones actually will ring over to the home office and there are licensed agents on the other end there as well who can help provide a change or feedback, or they immediately start an email to us that says, hey, so-and-so called. Here's their return phone number. They just want to talk to you, and that works as well.
So you're reachable. You
Yes.
are reachable, and you're going to be the person. And if you're not reachable at the moment, you will be the person who follows up.
Correct. Yes.
Right. So let me also. I want to talk to you because we talked about competitive rates, and you had even mentioned when we had a meeting a few months ago about even being competitive with USAA. So do you want to talk about, if someone is thinking, oh, I have great insurance now or I have the best rates?
It's worth a shot to take a look. I joke with my networking group. We mentioned this earlier. I joke with my networking group that if you have somebody that's complaining about their rates or even just mentioning, it seems like a lot of money to spend with not really seeing anything if you're not making claims, I have them ask, do you have tickets and accidents? Because if you don't, call my friend Amanda. If you do, have you tried one of those online things? Because we're kind of helping to protect each other's rates that way. It sounds funny, but hopefully it sticks in their mind so that when they do hear that, they'll be like, oh, wait, my friend said something about this. You need to call Amanda. Having had few agents in Northern Nevada, especially, we've really been able to manage our rate structure and be careful that way. And so the state does officially regulate how much insurance companies charge, but we've been able to keep any kind of increases very much at a minimum. And the better the credit you have, the more activity you can have, tickets and accidents, and not have it make very much of an impact on how much you pay. On the flip side, though, even if you do have, maybe you have on the credit, if you don't have tickets and accidents, we're still going to be really good for you. So it's kind of this moving target, I guess, in a little bit, but I have beat USAA. I have been very highly competitive. And one of the things that I check too is, are they giving you sufficient coverage for where you should be? I have beat people with Geico that were homeowners that came to me with very low liability coverage, that if something had happened, if one of their teenage drivers had had an accident, it's very possible that they could have lost their house over it. And I not only provided much better coverage for them, I still saved them over $2,500 a year between the cars and the house. So, yeah.
Over $2,500 a year.
Oh, yeah.
And then if they're claim free for 3 years, they get a check for 25% back.
Correct. And awesome. On top of that, yeah.
And so we also touched, and I just want to, tell you guys that Amanda will, so her ideal clients, no tickets and no claims, call Amanda. Credit, call Amanda, because you're going to get great rates. Now you will do the evaluation. You'll do the comparison for free, right?
Yes. Oh, totally. Absolutely. And it's fun for me. It's kind of corny, but it's really fun to see how well can we compete. Where are they at? How much are they paying? And of course, there's no judgment for me. If you do have tickets and stuff, I'm not going to be like, what did you do? Not at all. Not at all. Instead, it's just fun to see where are we at? What can we do for you? I want to help you protect what you value most. And that sometimes is our stuff. And a lot of times it's our life as well. And so I like to also see where we are there and make sure that are you really on track for your future like you think you should be as well. So
And every professional, I love that. I love, that you have fun. I have fun doing what I do. But every professional should know what is out there. I mean, education, you really should know what other rates and all the other things and stay on top of it. So, you mentioned a little bit about, life, and I do want to touch. So with American National Insurance, you also do life insurance. And
yes.
I did mention it a little bit earlier. I'm a huge believer in life insurance. So do you want to talk a little bit about life insurance? But
Absolutely. Right now is an amazing time. Actually, it's an urgent time to get out there and take a look at where you are with your life insurance program. If you don't have any, you need to get it. We are, it's on the news every day that there's this major virus going around, and we don't know one person to the next how one's going to respond to that. And we don't know how it's going to impact the life insurance industry as well, with changes that could be made depending on, we don't know how long these symptoms are going to last and what kind of things are going to still be happening to people that have had the virus, if they're going to have long-term damage and stuff. So right now, it's great to get in there and get it first off before you get this virus. Hopefully you don't, but it's a good idea to get in there and talk about it because there's lots of options. We have everything from term life, which is basically a set amount of years that you pay for it. And if you make it to the end, awesome. And if you don't, cool, we've taken care of you and your family and whatever you've left behind. Hopefully whatever bills are taken care of for you. On the other hand, we also have a universal plan and we have a whole life plan. Whole life lasts your whole life. Just like we said, it provides a bucket of money, cash value, that if something should happen to you, we'll certainly pay the life premium, but you can also receive a portion back in a loan or other things. And then there's the universal, it's kind of in between those two, where that in itself has a couple of different options where you could choose to play the stock market with it and accrue a huge cash value if depending on what you do and choices that you make that way, or you can go a little bit more affordable route where it's kind of like the term with a return of premium option. So at certain periods, like 15, 20, 25 years, you can choose, the company will offer back and say, okay, you've paid this much into it. We will give you this much if you want to just be done. Perhaps you've paid off your house and any bills and you don't think that you need any more life insurance. You can actually take that money and run, which is neat.
I hadn't heard of that option before.
Mhm.
We just talked about it. And like I said, I'm a big believer in life insurance. And so I think that's just fantastic. I really encourage you guys to talk to Amanda about life insurance. And, I do want you to mention or tell everyone about, because I'm all about being your own banker, and you can do
Yes.
this with life insurance. It depends on what kind. So you can talk to Amanda about that another time. Contact her directly. But life events, like even you just talked about a client that you had about getting sued, and so can you tell them about that?
Life insurance is something that is actually creditor proof. If you have, say that you have a universal policy that's accruing a cash value, and then you're sued for something, you had a car accident or whatever, or perhaps it was a business something that went kind of funky and so you're being sued. They actually can't go after your proceeds from your life insurance policy. So we had a dear friend actually who was being sued and was still able to use proceeds from his cash values from his life insurance to help make ends meet for one, take his kids on a vacation that they already had planned, and that's something that they couldn't touch. They had to leave him alone for that. So that was really good. It's really amazing all the things that life insurance can do. It's for the living as well as for the when you pass away. I mean, there's stuff that you can use it for in the meantime. Ours has accelerated benefit riders, again, for the living, and that's if you are given a diagnosis, whether it's critical, chronic, or terminal. Terminal, of course, is we think you're going to die soon. We can actually advance a portion of your death benefit so you can use it to help take care of things, whether it's providing a wheelchair ramps because now you need one, whether it's some income in-home care, whether it's I want to just take one last trip to Europe with my family because I'm not going to be here in a month. It's up to you how you use that. We don't charge any extra to provide the accelerated benefit riders on our life policies, where some companies do. And it's certainly a huge option. It also is something where perhaps you didn't buy long-term care earlier because long-term care is also expensive. And you can actually use part of your life insurance to take care of a care facility or in-home care. It's up to you, which is really great. It puts the choice back in your hands.
And that's what I love. I love having choices. I love having
Mhm.
options. And I love, I mean, you can use life insurance in different ways. And so get educated, and if you don't have life insurance now, contact Amanda. Either she or her father can help you in both of them in Nevada and
Yep.
then California and Arizona. And so and why don't we, is there anything else that you want to mention before we point everybody in your direction?
I think I would just say don't put it off. I have another good friend who's an agent here who had several people put it off, and one couple's actually, she found out last week, was on a ventilator, both the couple with young children. They're only in their 40s. You just don't know. We don't know. I'm a firm believer that if God wants to call me home, he's going to do it one way or another, whether it's that or it's a bolt of lightning. Don't know, but I want to be prepared in case the worst should happen. So.
I mean, and you can also use, yeah, I hear you. And there's also, other options too, but definitely
Yes.
don't put it off. Check it out. If you're just joining now, go back to the beginning. Amanda has great stuff to share, and we have all of your information here. So you can call Amanda in the information. So behind Amanda, she has all of the American National, all of the contact information, but then also, and everywhere that we have live streaming, Amanda's information is on there. And so contact her today, and she can, talk with you about competitive rates and what she has to offer. And I really do believe in life insurance. So look into it, get educated, and Amanda can really tell you about it and let you know the benefits as well. There's a lot of options. So thank you everybody for joining, and I will see you soon. I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast. Amanda, you stay on.
Super.
Okay.